Hello everybody. In one of my previous session, I had explained what are the top behavioral changes and what are the new features introduced on Android 10. Today we will see the top privacy changes in Android 11. So myself Dimple here, welcoming you all to my next session on Android framework components. So let's get started. Talking about the top privacy changes, the first place is taken by scoped storage enforcement. I have already briefed on this scoped storage in that video where I had spoken about behavioral changes in A10. I will put the link of that on the top right corner so you all can go through that video for any additional information. So earlier what used to happen is shared storage concept was used before the enforcement of the scope storage. There was shared storage use. So what used to happen, all the images, the PDF files or any other files, the Excel sheets related to an application, the content related to an application was all scattered around. Okay. So any application could use the files and the important information of any other application. This was a very important security breach because suppose a third party application, if it could access the bank details, that's it, all gone, right? So because of that concern, Google had introduced scope storage where each application is given a unique folder, okay, and all the files, the contents, the directories related to that application are stored in one particular folder, and this is not easily accessed by other applications. So doing so, it really helps in the security aspects. It's making sure the user data is always secure and it's not malfunctioned. Okay. So privacy change I'm talking here about was scoped storage. Apps that target Android 11 or higher are always subjected to scoped storage. Which apps are affected by this major privacy change? So obviously apps which target A11 or higher and also A10 also. But if you are an application developer and you don't want to make use of this scope storage, then you have to set this request legacy external storage tag to true in your Android manifest file. So if you set this legacy storage, that means you are willing to continue with the old way, that is shared storage, and you don't want to use this new method called scoped storage. Okay, so if you are an app developer and if you don't want to use this, then you can use this tag in your manifest file and set it to true to opt out of scope storage. Mitigations strategy, yes, you have to update your app to work with scoped storage, okay, where all the contents related to an application will be organized in separate folders. So this was our first privacy change called scope storage. Our next privacy change will be one-time permission. So users can grant temporary access to location, microphone and camera using one-time permission. So earlier this was not there. There was only two options, allow or deny. Now we can see there are different options, only give permission only this time, only when using the app, or you can either deny. So this one-time permission was introduced from A11. So which apps are affected? Obviously apps that run on A11 or higher, and the apps which request for location, microphone and camera permissions. So mitigation strategy, yes, if we are an app developer, we have to make sure we have all the required permissions before moving ahead with the actual functionality of our application. So that was about one-time permission. Our next privacy change was auto reset. So in this auto reset, if we haven't used our application for quite few months, okay, suppose I have an application which where I have given access to use my camera, I have given that application to use my camera, but from say 3 to 4 months I have not used that particular application. So what will happen, that permission will be auto reset, okay. After 4 months, when I go back to that application and start using it, it will again start asking me the permission. So again, it's a good feature which will help us in making sure that the permissions which we have given are not misused. Okay, but yeah, again, if we are an app developer, what mitigation strategy you can use is you can actually disable this feature. Okay, so if you do not want this auto reset permission working, you can disable that feature using this particular intent: create manage unused app restriction intent. Okay, so you can either go ahead with this permission auto reset, or you can decide not to use this particular feature. There are APIs and there are intents using which you can disable that. So once the permission is given, even after months together, that permission will be retained with your application. So our next privacy change is background location access. So again, Android 11 changes how users can grant access to the background location permissions. Okay, so if you want your application to access location even when the application is running in background, you have to select this allow all the time option. Okay, and this allow all the time option in A11, it will be available in the settings. So you have to go to settings and your application folder, inside that location permission, and you can select allow all the time. Only when you select allow all the time, your app will be allowed to access your location even when it's running in the background. So that's what about background location access. Our next privacy change was package visibility. So Android 11 changes how apps query and interact with other installed apps on the same device. I have already done a video on package visibility, and I will put the link in the top right corner. You all can revisit and understand more. So package visibility, yes, it was another feature which was introduced for a security purpose. That means one application will not be able to access the data and the packages of the other applications. Okay, suppose if one application want to access some file from the other app, then we have to explicitly add this queries element in the application's manifest file. So under this queries element, we have to provide the application package name for which we want access, so that we can access their files and packages. So you can decide if you really want to make use of this package visibility, then you have to add this queries element in your manifest file. Our next change will be foreground services. So Android 11 changes how foreground services can access location, camera, as well as microphone data. Okay, which apps are affected? Obviously Android 11 and higher apps will, whichever apps are accessing for this camera, location and microphone, those apps will be affected. So if you're trying to use this foreground services where you're using location, camera and microphone, you have to make sure your service will be declared as the foreground service. Okay, only when your service is in foreground, these three things can be made use of, otherwise it will not be made. That foreground services that start while the app is in background usually cannot access a location, camera or microphone. In simple words, don't worry. So if you write an application to access the device location, the camera and the microphone, you have to make sure you're accessing these components via foreground service, and make sure your service is not in the background, it's always in the foreground, because once it goes to background, these components cannot be accessed. Okay, so these were the top privacy changes which Google has introduced from A11 onwards. Today's question. So that was end of the session. So we'll come to today's question. Today we will see a simple question. What is use of bundles in Android? So bundles in Android is used to transfer data between one activity to another activity in the form of key value. Okay, so there will be a key and there will be a value associated with every key, and using that key value we can actually transfer data from one activity to another activity, and the data can be of any data type, for example character, string, boolean, any data type it can be for that matter. So that's the main use of bundles in Android. Yeah, that's it from my side. I hope this was informative and you all enjoyed this session. I'll see you all soon in my next session. Until then, everyone, take care. Bye.